Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. You are not only responsible for what you say, but also for what you do not say. I have decided to stick to love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for. We must come to see that the end we seek is a society at peace with itself, a society that can live with its conscience. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. A man who won't die for something is not fit to live. Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a constant attitude. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Never forget that everything Hitler did in Germany was legal. A man who does not have something for which he is willing to die is not fit to live. We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual doom. Wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows. Not only will we have to repent for the sins of bad people, but we also will have to repent for the appalling silence of good people. There can be no deep disappointment where there is not deep love. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. The choice is not between violence and nonviolence, but between nonviolence and non-existence. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy to a friend. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. An individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles and misguided men. Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhumane. We have flown the air like birds and swum the sea like fishes, but have yet to learn the simple act of walking the earth like brothers. Those who love peace must learn to organize as effectively as those who love war. Not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. The day we see the truth and cease to speak is the day we begin to die. until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. Quietly endure, silently suffer, and patiently wait. True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. It is cheerful to God when you rejoice or laugh from the bottom of your heart. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. It does not matter how long you live, but how well you do it. One day we will learn that the heart can never be totally right when the head is totally wrong. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. One's dignity may be assaulted, vandalized, cruelly mocked, but it can never be taken away unless it is surrendered. There is nothing more majestic than the determined courage of individuals willing to suffer and sacrifice for their freedom and dignity. We all too often have socialism for the rich and rugged free market capitalism for the poor. 300 years of humiliation, abuse, and deprivation cannot be expected to find voice in a whisper. The end of life is not to be happy, nor to achieve pleasure and avoid pain, but to do the will of God, come what may. The hope of a secure and livable world lies with disciplined nonconformists who are dedicated to justice, peace, and brotherhood. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. Almost always, the creative, dedicated minority has made the world better. The quality, not the longevity of one's life, is what is important. We cannot walk alone, and as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. The difference between a dreamer and a visionary is that a dreamer has his eyes closed and a visionary has his eyes open. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always hope to do great things. Man must evolve for all human conflict a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. Without love, there is no reason to know anyone, for love will in the end connect us to our neighbors, our children, and our hearts. At the center of nonviolence stands the principle of love. Let us realize the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. If a man hasn't found something he will die for, he isn't fit to live. A nation or civilization that continues to produce soft-minded men purchases its own spiritual death on the installment plan. The only weapon that we have in our hands this evening is the weapon of protest, that's all. When you are right, you cannot be too radical. When you are wrong, you cannot be too conservative. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off, or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Everything that we see is a shadow cast by that which we do not see. He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetrate it. But life at its best is a creative synthesis of opposites in fruitful harmony.